crashed and exploded in this neighborhood. Witnesses said the plane clipped a house before it hit the ground, and heat from the fire melted parts of nearby homes. Investigators think the pilot was on approach to land and did not know why he crashed about 3 miles from the airport yesterday. That pilot died.
Security cameras captured the moment a fireworks warehouse blew up in Mexico. 2 people died and several others were hurt. The explosion also forced hundreds of people to evacuate the area.
Interesting. I know you like the color of your dress. You just don't like that color on laptop or something. Right?
No, and I don't think a lot of people do either, especially when you're talking about the threat for some icing. I think some people prefer either to have the snow or the rain, just not that in-between type of moisture. And that's what we're going to be looking at as we head into tomorrow night, into the early part of Saturday, specifically for that wintry precipitation. Then we're transitioning over to rain. And here's what I'm tracking. Notice this large system that is moving out of Texas into Oklahoma, up into the Midwest of the United States. That is going to head to the east-northeast. And currently, the leading edge of that precipitation is just a little bit more than 450 miles away. By this time tomorrow night, I will be tracking the leading edge of that storm system starting to move into the Miami Valley. And from there, we're going to increase that threat for precipitation into the night. Because of the amount of snowfall that's anticipated along with that icing, especially far north and west of the Miami Valley, there has been a winter weather advisory issued for Randolph County. And that begins at 7 o'clock Friday evening until 7 a.m. on Saturday. We'll focus in a little bit more on the Miami Valley as we head into the next 12 hours here. If we start to see that conditions could be a little bit icier with prolonged icing or snow, there may be a winter weather advisory issued elsewhere. So keep coming back to Channel 7 for updates as we get into the next day. Overnight tonight, we fall to 19 degrees, a good cold air that'll set up in place in advance of this storm system. And tomorrow's high, right around 34 degrees. So we're going to be near that freezing mark. Certainly cold enough to support snow, but as the system moves in, it's going to be pushing in some warmer air into the mid-levels of the atmosphere. And that's why we're looking at not just snow, but that wintry mix. Futurecast shows that leading edge, as I mentioned, around 10:30 tomorrow evening, starting to move in. It quickly transitions over to that light wintry mix. That's where we're starting to see that pink on Futurecast at midnight tomorrow night. Into the overnight hours, it does appear to be very light in nature until we get to about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. We'll have snow still out there, out in Xenia, Springfield, up towards Bellefontaine. That wintry mix of sleet and freezing rain, Dayton, and points to the south and west. As we approach the sunrise hour, we start to see rain really starting to take over as temperatures throughout the entire column of air start to get back above freezing. We'll be having scattered showers through the middle part of the day and then tapering as we get into the afternoon. But as we switch to a northwest wind, a few flurries may be possible as we finish the second half of Saturday. So here's how it will look outside and what you can expect on the roadways on Saturday. You'll see a wintry mix at 6 o'clock in the morning with some isolated slick spots on the roads. At lunchtime, we'll have wet roads as rain showers are falling. Not much precipitation at 4 o'clock, but still some wet roadways left over from the moisture earlier on in the day. Futurecast also shows winds are going to be ramping up on Saturday. Gusts as high as 30 miles per hour at 6 a.m., but notice into the afternoon, those winds are going to be gusting up close to 50 miles per hour, and that could lead to a few sporadic power outages. Because of that, I have a storm tracking alert for you on Saturday. Again, that light mix comes in Friday night, changes to rain on Saturday, then gusty winds. We get to 48 degrees, and then temperatures drop dramatically for the end of the weekend into early next week, with highs into the 20s and 30s. Meteorologist Kirsty Zoncini is up with you at 4:25. She's going to have the latest on that track of that storm moving in.
Well, if you've been holding on to gift cards, now is the time to spend them.
How what some call a new holiday is trying to keep people from wasting billions of dollars.
Prepare for your day with News Center 7 Daybreak, weekday morning starting at 4:25 a.m.